Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I got about a week and a half ago. So I've been using it every day since then, and I use it as an under eye concealer. The one that I've always used has been the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I've been wearing that ever since it was released a couple of years ago, interchanging it with a couple of concealers in between as and when they've come out, just to kind of test them out and see if there was anything better on the market than the MAC Pro Longwear. So this is meant to be a concealer which is like a lightweight, medium to full coverage, buildable concealer, and it's just meant to be really good. I've heard nothing but good things about it. It is £22, so it's not cheap by any means. And the shade that I've got mine in is medium to ginger. Now, if you are like me, and even though you like to wear your under eye concealer, but you don't like to use your under eye concealer as a highlight, then this shade, Ginger, will be good for you if you are an NC40 by MAC, or you are the shade Barcelona by Nars. Because if I want to have a bright highlight, I tend not to use a bright concealer. I tend to use powders and those sort of things, because I've never really been one of those people who likes a really obvious highlight. Now if you did, the next shade up from this, the lighter shade, is Custard, but that is significantly lighter than Ginger. There is a big gap. That's the one thing that I would say about the NARS concealers, is there isn't a huge amount of shades. There will be bits in between that are missed, but as it is a concealer, and depending on what you want to use it for, it'll all be down to you. This is one of those concealers which has got a doe foot applicator like this. I would personally say, in terms of this concealer and how it looks, is that it's got a very high-ish yellow content, because it looks like this. As you can see, I am quite yellow toned. At the moment, it's very difficult for me to say because my arm is so tanned. You can't see. I've probably got stripes and stuff all over the place. It's so hot in London right now, which is why I'm actually kind of glad that I was wearing this on the hottest week of the year so far. The temperatures have been in the high 20s, early 30s, which for London is very hot. Don't forget, I live in a city. I live in a very built up area, pollution all around. It's completely different to, like, for example, Spanish heat, which is so much hotter, but it doesn't feel like it, and it doesn't feel as gross. So anyway, wearing this foundation has this concealer has given me a good chance to kind of test it out in the highest of highest humid and hot conditions. Now you can see it is yellow based. It blends in really nicely. It's got a nice creamy feel to it, which goes hand in hand with its name. I would say the Pro Longwear Concealer is a little bit more liquidy than this one. So this one is a lot thicker, and the fact that the Pro Longwear comes in a pump, so it can always be difficult to use more than you actually need, whereas you are in more control with how much of the product you use with this concealer. And it's really good at covering spots and blemishes and things. I mean, personally, I've not used it, but because I tend to just use my foundation, and I don't really have any spots. I get like the random one now and then, but not so much as I did when I was younger. And dark circles and things, my foundation normally sorts that one out, but it definitely sorts out the dark circles that I have under my eyes. It gives a really nice flawless finish under my eyes, and it's meant to be crease proof. And it's also meant to kind of be correcting and illuminating the area as well. It's got light reflective particles apparently in it. Personally, I can't see that, but in terms of creasing, I would say that I'm probably one of the few people, because I have read and seen other people's reviews on this. They say that this does not crease. Now on me, it does crease, and it creases quite soon after I've applied it. And as you guys know, I kind of know a fair amount about makeup. I'm not a novice by any means. I know how to apply it in various different ways to try and get the best out of the product. So I have applied it when I've just put on my moisturizer, when I've left my moisturizer for about 20 minutes. The amount I use to set the under eye concealer, primer, all those kind of things. I've tried it in a variety of different ways. Every single time I crease without a doubt, and I crease within about 20 minutes. So I will always have to go back with my Ben Nye banana powder and set it yet again. Now with my MAC Pro Longwear, no creasing at all, and that is probably the reason why my MAC Pro Longwear is going to beat the Nars one, in my opinion. I don't want something that creases, and I don't want something that I have to throughout the day check to see if it's creased, and it's actually making me look aged under my eyes. Now, I've got like normal to combination skin, and again, because I have been using this in a very, very humid and hot time at the moment, I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but the hot temperatures were more towards the end of this week as opposed to last weekend and ever since I've got this. So I have used it into normal temperatures as well. Because of the fact that it's got light reflecting particles, it doesn't make you look grey under the eyes, which some concealers can do. My Maybelline Age Rewind one, which if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I was using that a couple of months ago. That used to make me look a bit greyish under the eyes, and so once I finished it, I didn't really buy it again. So I think that's it really in terms of this concealer. It is 6 grams, I think. I can't even read it properly, but yeah, looks like this. Again, my coloured is Ginger, which is a very highly yellow based colour. The next colour up from this would be Custard, which is a lot lighter. Overall, I think I would give this a 7 out of 10. It does do everything it claims, other than it gives me creases. It creases under my eyes. So unfortunately, in that respect, I probably won't be buying it again, purely because, well, I've got my MAC Pro Longwear. I love that one. Why fix it if it ain't broke, you know, that sort of thing. So generally, I mean, I suppose it is worth trying. I know that loads of people didn't get any creasing with it, which is why I was so surprised. And that is why I was willing to part with £22 to begin with, because I was under the impression it would be awesome. So it's a little less than awesome, unfortunately. But I believe that there will be thousands of people that will still benefit from this concealer. Even if you don't want to use it under your eyes, you can use it on your face to conceal. It's awesome for that. It's got very, very good, very buildable coverage. Doesn't smell, easy to blend, easy to apply. And it lasts all day long. That's another thing that I forgot to say. As much as it creases under my eyes, once I've kind of put a little bit of powder on there to get rid of the creases, it does last all day long, upwards of 8 hours. So yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this review. The next concealer I'm going to be trying out this week is my LA Girls concealer. So that will be the next review. Any more questions that you've got about this concealer, feel free to let me know below. Other than that, I hope you're having a great weekend. See you later. Bye.